Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Amazing Art Show. I'm your host, Angie Woolsey. We are here, very special evening. We are here at the Arlington Art Museum for Youth Art Month, and we've got Sam Houston and Seguin High Schools, and that whole network is here today. So we've got junior high, high school, elementary, and as you can look around and see, we've got tons of parents here, we've got all kinds of kids here, and we're just taking in the sights and looking at all the artwork. So we've got a lot of stuff to show you tonight. So let's get started. We have Leslie here with us. Leslie, you've got a beautiful piece here tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. Well, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to, but I guess it's still good because it's here.
Yeah.
But I did work hard on it, so yeah.
And so what kind of inspired this whole idea?
Well, it's just the way, because when I actually took this picture, it was last year and I was going through a lot, and it kind of put like a whole bunch of emotion into it. And so, yeah.
That's how some of the best artwork is created, putting all your emotions in there. And so, did you grit off your paper first and then you started?
Yeah, it didn't really come out as the erasing, but I tried.
All right, very nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Welcome.
This one is just based off the original chicken soup Campbell's can, and it says chicken soup in Japanese. And the other one is just like I took more of a like Japanese like their culture into it, so it's seaweed flavor. Yeah, and the color is like the color of seaweed. So yeah, and I kind of wanted it to be like rough around the edges and stuff, like just, you know.
Put your own twist on it.
Yeah, put my own little flavor on there.
Very nice. Is this your first time to have art at the art show?
No, I had it a few times before too.
Very nice. Is art something that you see yourself pursuing?
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice. Well, I think you're well on your way. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Camden, you've got a really awesome piece. Tell us a little bit about how you made it.
Well, I first take a selfie of myself, you know, and it's just oil pastel in class. It took me a while, actually. I finished it a little past the due date, but, you know, it was all worth it at the end because I got to add more detail, put a little more time into it. Had to use a wide variety of colors, too. You know, don't set myself to 2 colors, you know.
How did you come up with what colors you wanted to use?
Well, I've always liked the color red, and I saw a lot of people were doing the blue, so I was like, I kind of want to be a little different, you know, so I used the red, the warm colors, red, orange, yellow, and yeah, pretty much, and did a more radiant background, and like kind of make the face pop out a little bit more. So, yeah.
Very nice. Is this your first time to have art at the art show?
Yes, man, we did.
What do you think about this whole experience?
It's amazing. I've never experienced anything like this before.
What do you think about all these people staring at your art?
Shocked. I didn't think it would get this far, you know. And, I don't know. It's just amazing.
Mohammed, tell us a little bit about your art piece that you have here this evening.
It's about the tennis racket. It's because I play tennis usually, so I draw my tennis racket. Something I'm proud of.
Very good. Did you go from a photograph or what?
A photograph.
Very nice. And then how did you kind of come up with the angle that you wanted to do?
Well, I tried different angles, but this one looks really cool, so I just used this one instead.
And we have moved downstairs. We're now in the junior high area of the building, and we've got Eric here who's going to tell us a little bit about his sculpture. So tell us a little bit about how you made this.
Well, we got some wires, and we drew the picture first on a piece of paper how we wanted our character to sit, and then we got some wire. We twisted it and all that to make it to the shape. We got some paper clay, gently put it on a surface of the wire, and then we painted it. I used black and white colors and it made it like a camo.
Very nice. Now, how did you come up with the position that you wanted to put your person in?
I don't know. I just decided to put it like that.
Just decided to come up with that on your own. Very nice. Have you had artwork at the art show before?
No.
It's your first time? What do you think about all these people here staring at your work?
It feels good.
Yeah? Pretty proud?
Yes.
Very nice. Well, I really appreciate you talking with us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good job. We have Aaliyah here who was reluctant to talk to us, but she has come around. We've convinced her. There was extra credit involved. There's changing of some schedule. I'm not sure what that is, but she's going to tell us a little bit about her art. How'd you make it?
Well, I had during art class, I was doing values and stuff, how shading and dark shading involves and stuff, and how they come as one and stuff.
So that's how you came up with it. What about your shapes? How did you come up with the drawing design part of it?
Well, I don't like casual shapes, so I curves a little and have straight lines with it, let it really show out and stuff.
Very nice. And tell me something that's your favorite thing about your teacher that inspires you to create such awesome artwork.
Well, he's a funny teacher and everything. And he always encouraged me to do better and stuff, and I really understand how he sees stuff inside of me and everything and how I could do better.
Very nice. Well, I really appreciate you sharing with us. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Rachel, tell me a little bit about your piece. How did you make it?
I just drew what comes to mind, so...
You mentioned something about crazy hair. What is that?
Well, for our assignment, we had to put some patterns, make it over the top, so yeah.
All right. Have you had artwork here before?
Well, one of them at art camp, so, and their theme was a hat, a giant hat.
There.
It was an anime drawing of a girl, so yeah, I do like drawing anime, by the way.
I was going to say that it had an anime kind of feel to it, and I'm sensing a theme. You like to do girls a lot. Do you do boys?
I'm bad at drawing anime boys.
Yeah. And so we have moved upstairs to the very busy elementary school age, and we've got Fernanda here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her piece. Can you tell me how you made this?
Well, I made it because I did flavors that I liked, like in the red velvet cake. I like it, so I wanted to make it ice cream flavor.
Yeah, very good. And then how did you come up with, did you have to do a certain number of flavors, or did you just get to come up with that on your own?
Yeah, I came up on my own.
Yeah, and all of these flavors are your favorites?
Yeah.
Those are some pretty awesome flavors, I think so. And then were you guys talking about color when you were doing this lesson?
Yeah.
So you talked about the warm colors and the cool colors. Which ones are the warm colors? Warm like the sun.
Red, orange, and yellow.
Very good. And then what are the cool colors?
Green, blue, and purple.
Which ones are your favorite?
Red, purple, and blue.
Very nice. I like it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your artwork. It looks awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jaden, can you tell me a little bit about your artwork that you have here at the show tonight? How did you make it?
It takes a lot of paper and googly eyes.
The googly eyes, was that your favorite part? It's my favorite part too. How did you come up with how did you make his body?
I just crisscrossed it.
Kind of weave the paper together?
Yeah.
Was that project pretty fun?
Yes.
What is your favorite project that you've done all year?
Make a turtle.
This one?
Yeah.
That was your favorite? Oh, very nice. Well, that's pretty exciting that it got to come to the art show and it was your favorite, right?
Yes.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for showing it to us. It's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we have the beautiful Nellianas here who you are all dressed up. Super fancy night, and you get to display your artwork here. Can you tell us a little bit about your piece?
Yes, I will tell you. First, we made it with paper mache and all that, and then we cover it up. When it's dry, we paint it and put some glitter and decorate it with feathers and everything you can do it without. And then you can decorate it more, and the stick you can paint it and put whatever you want. That's how I made it.
Very good. And were you guys studying different masks from different cultures or what?
Yeah, we're studying that.
Very nice. And so yours is more of kind of a Mardi Gras mask. Yeah? Very nice. And how did you come up with kind of like the shape that you came up with?
Oh, first we have to draw it, and then to make it with the paper mache and all that, to make the puzzles and all that, and then paint it, and then you put decorate it.
Very nice. Is this your first time to have art at the art show?
Oh yes,
Is this your first time to be here?
yeah, that's my first time.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
I think it's great. I'm super excited to be here, and my math here. I'm so excited.
Very good. Well, I'm sure that your parents are super proud, and I know your art teacher is proud, and you did your school so well, representing them so well. Thank you for talking with us.
Thanks.
Andrea, you have got a really neat piece here tonight. It's full of all kinds of great sparkle. Can you tell me a little bit about how you made it?
We were using watercolors, and we're using silver metal paint, and I used a Sharpie to outline it.
Very good. And how did you come up with the theme like light bulbs?
We were using primary colors.
Okay, very good. And then did you have like actual light bulbs that you were looking at?
We were using outlines.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us about it. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Jacob, this piece is so scrumptious looking. Can you tell me a little bit about how you made this banana split?
I put 2 bananas at the bottom, and then I put a purple banana at the bottom and an orange one, 3 right there, like a purple, orange, and a yellow one at the bottom, and then I put a green one and a blue one on top of those, and then I put a red one on there, and then I put a cherry.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to finish it off with a cherry for sure. And what is this, all this brown?
That's all the chocolate.
That's the ooey gooey chocolate stuff, right? That's the best part, I think. Very nice. And then, were you guys working on color, or what was your lesson about? Do you remember?
I think we have to cut like little circles out of them.
And so, like maybe collage. Were we all doing a collage?
Oh, I forgot the whipped cream.
Oh, don't forget the whipped cream. That's really good too. It's very nice, and I like how you did your bowl or your dish looks like it's see-through, like it's glass. You did a great job on that. Tell us a little bit about how you made it. Like, what were y'all studying when you started making these?
Like in school, we went to art class, and so she basically gave us information on Native Americans, and she like showed us pictures of it. And on her wall, there was a few. So I just copied this one and the other one.
Very nice. And then how did you kind of come up with what things you wanted to add, and then like things down here in your foreground? What were your thoughts on that?
Like there was a person down there, and they were eating something, but like by a fire, and I decided to add it. And on the tent, there was nothing on it, but I just decided to add my designs.
I think that was a really good call. That was a good addition. Okay, walk with me this way. We're moving on to your second piece in the art show. That's pretty major. That's pretty major, dude. All right, so tell me a little bit about this one.
There was a picture of 3 statues on her wall, and I decided to go with this one and added my own colors.
Very nice. And tell us, what is that?
It was the same tent.
It was the same tent. It's that tent that we just looked at, isn't it? That's really cool that you were able to blend those two kind of together. Very nice. Okay, and so you're going into junior high next year. Are you going to take some art?
Yeah.
I think you should. You definitely need to follow it. Thank you so much for sharing both of your pieces with us.
Welcome.
Good job. Thank you. All right, Bethany, I really love your piece here tonight. Can you tell me a little bit about how you made it?
Yes. First, you want to get a little bit of paint on your brush, and then if you get a little too much on the stem or on the brush, you have to like put a dot on it and then like thin it out. Try to get it as little paint as possible, because you don't want it a big glob, like a piece that you have to paint a big area with. And how I put the feathers in order was to biggest to least. So I would like sort out the tallest from shortest, and then the shortest would be in the front and the tallest would be in the back. So the back would stand out a little bit more than the front, but still.
Yeah, you did a great job. It looks really nice. And then how did you get this?
my art teacher, she took a picture of us sideways, and then we had to cut our faces out.
Oh, you had to cut the back of your head off. Oh my gosh. And I love the headdresses. That is such a cool idea. And not only do you have this fabulous piece here tonight, but I hear that you have a second one.
Yes,
Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yes. This one with the piece right here, the black space, I cut out the stencil myself. And it would be like tall mountains with a small mountain in the back, but with trees that aren't as tall as a mountain.
Right.
And with the Northern Lights, I just picked the chalk by the order, like how colors would mix together. And I would put it on the stencil, because you would have to use stencils, of course. And then you would take a paper towel and like spread it out to make them look fun.
Right, like they were shining bright. Yes. All right, so you would lay the stencil here, and then how did you get the chalk back behind it? Like, did you like hold the stencil and then rub it and then drag it up, or how did you do it?
On the paper, you would put the chalk like right here so it wouldn't get on the paper. Then you would like take the paper towel and go,
rub it.
Yes.
Very nice, I love it. What do you think about having your artwork at the art show?
Really awesome, but awesome.
I like it. What did your parents think when you told them?
She was like, oh my gosh, you have artwork in the museum? That's so awesome.
No, not too many people can say that they've had artwork in a museum at your age.
Especially 2 pieces.
Especially. Well, thank you so much for sharing them with us. I love them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yaniris, you have a very beautiful picture here. Can you tell us a little bit about the things that you have in your artwork?
I love to paint black, gray, and I love to put things green, just a brightest green. And I love to draw birds and put texture and the trees.
Very nice. Is this your favorite color? You like this color? Very nice. And what is this little guy?
A bear.
Yeah. I like it. Very nice. It's a bear and he's walking around at night. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your piece. Thank you. Okay. Katiana, you have got a really cool piece here tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about how you made it?
First, I used a 2D shape and I turned it into a 3D shape, and instead of using shapes and figures, I used my initials.
Pretty cool. And then tell us about how you came up with these colors and these patterns.
Well, I'm more of a bright color person, and I don't really like
really? Like, look at this outfit. It's like bright. I love it. So you like bright colors?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you came up with your colors. What about your patterns?
I really like swerves and lines, so I just like to make it decorative and color them in.
Very nice. Have you had a favorite project this year that's like been one of your super favorite? I mean, it might be this one or it might be another one. Have you had one that's your favorite?
My favorite was we weaved, which this one, we did one of those. That was probably my favorite so far.
That's pretty cool looking. What do you think about having all these people here and they're all checking out your art and you're like a rock star tonight? Like, what do you think about all that?
I feel very honored, and I never did this before. Nobody has like really realized me, so I am so excited.
I think you definitely should be. I don't know how they didn't notice you before this. I mean, you're all in bright colors, just as cute as you can be, and your art is fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Good job. And we are back for show 2. This is our Arlington network and our Bowie High School network. And once again, there are some amazing artists here. We got lots to talk about and lots of artwork to see. Let's go check it out. Belen, you have an awesome piece here tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. Her name is Poti, and I used to have a turtle, so that's who she inspired me to make her. And I love turtles too.
She's very nice. I like her, and she's quite heavy, we've seen already. So tell us a little bit about, like, so maybe for some of our younger viewers, tell us a little bit how you created this texture, about your glazing. How did you kind of work all that?
Well, our project, because of my teacher, Miss Snyder, we were supposed to build a slab project. So all the little, her shell, I made it into different little pieces and I put it together like a puzzle. So that's how I made her shell. And so all the little texture, I went into the legs and drew them in by hand. So, and then the little nails, that was tough to do, but yeah.
What do you think about all these people here looking at your work?
I'm so happy, and like I hope that they can get inspired to keep doing their wonderful art, because looking at other people's art pieces too, that inspires me to keep working hard, and it gives me many ideas.
Yeah, me too. That's awesome. And so you're in 12th grade, and so is art something that you're thinking about pursuing?
I do. I really want to keep doing ceramics. I love ceramics.
Very nice. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
No, thank you.
Thanks. All right. And we are here currently at Zachary Park, and we're going to be talking to Zach, and he's going to tell us a little bit about this awesome piece that he has here. Tell us how you made it.
Well, I made it out of the illustration board, hot glue. These are popsicle sticks or the craft sticks, and I made the lights out of just little dabs of hot glue.
Okay.
It took about a month to build, and the scale was, I feel like I did a good job on the scale. It was one of my own designs that I designed over the Christmas break, and I just felt like I wanted to test it out. So my art teacher gave me the heads up to do it, and I did it, and I'm really proud of it.
I think you should be. It's awesome. And I love all the attention to details, and you've got advertisements, and you've got I think you hit it all. You got everything. And so tell me a little bit about, you said it only took you a month?
Yeah, only took me a month. It's a mix of multiple major league ballparks. It's got a little bit of the ballpark here. It's got a little bit of Old Comiskey Park in Chicago. It's got a little bit of everything here, and it's one that, you know, eventually I want to build. My eventual goal is to be an architect, and this is one that I want to build, either for myself or for a team.
Barry, I was going to ask you if this was a passion of yours. You've got the Texas Ranger shirt on. We've got a ball field. You seem pretty passionate about it. So I think that's awesome that it's something that you're thinking that you're going to be going into. So where are you thinking for college?
UTA Arlington. And yeah, I'm actually going to be going there in the fall. So it's going to be fun.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Elijah, you have got an awesome seascape here, and you're going to tell us all about it. You're going to tell us about all of these things and how you made them. Are you ready? Okay, let's start with this big fella here. How did you make him?
I colored him.
You colored him? Did you start out with kind of a basic shape and then add your other shapes on to make him? Yes. And then what about this one? What is that?
Octopus.
Octopus, very nice. And what are all these creatures in here doing? What are they doing?
They are trying to find some food.
They're what?
They are looking in the ocean.
Oh, okay, very nice. And it looks like you've got big, small, long, short. You've got some that have lots of legs. Very, very nice. And what about this guy down there?
Crab.
Okay, he's pretty cute. He looks pretty handsome down there. And we have Matthew Nguyen here, and he is going to tell us a little bit about this gorgeous owl that he has here. Tell us about how you made it.
We use continuous line to make a continuous line owl.
Very good. And then how did you come up with your other elements that you were going to put in here?
We use different types of line structures, and
yeah. And then I see that you've got like some other lines in here, and they don't go anywhere. What is that line about?
That line is.
It was part of your continuous line?
Yeah, it was part of the owl.
Part of the continuous line. And so these were parts that you just didn't need, so you kind of cut those out, but they're still in there?
Yeah. I wanted to make it colorful, so I made the wings different colors, and then I made the head, like, it's just colorful.
It is very, very colorful. What do you think about having all these people here staring at your artwork?
It feels great. It feels like I really did a good job in that.
You did an amazing job. Thank you so much for talking with us about it.
You're welcome.
Good job. And we have Aiden here joining us from Key Elementary, and he has a fabulous landscape. Can you tell us a little bit about your work? Tell us how you made it.
I used watercolors, and I added salt to make a little texture on it. And it's birch trees, and I really like it. So do my grandparents and my dad.
Did they come to see your artwork tonight?
Yes.
They're here with you now. Do you wanna just show, like, point back there to them so we can all see? Okay. They're all here and accounted for. That's awesome. Okay, now I want you to tell us, when you were making your birch trees, did you use just a paintbrush, or did you use like a little piece of paper that you drug over, that you dipped in the paint, or how did you make it?
I used big paintbrushes and little paintbrushes to use it like the fence, because it's really little.
And what do you think about watercolor?
I really like it. I really like all art materials. That's why I'm really good at art.
I totally agree. You're great at art, and you're doing great on this interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No, not really.
No questions for me? Man, thought I was going to answer some questions tonight. All right, well, thank you so much for sharing your work with us. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good job. Lauren, you have a beautiful weaving here. Can you tell us a little bit about how you made it? Like, what is this right here?
It's a piece of yarn I weave around the plates.
Very nice. And then how did you come up with what colors you wanted to use?
I like to use the bright ones.
Because you picked all the bright colors?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite color?
The red one.
The red is your favorite? I like it very much. And then were y'all talking about color when you were doing this project?
Yes.
Was this one of your favorites that you guys have done?
Yes.
What was another one that's been one of your favorites this year? Do you remember?
In first grade, I liked doing like a polka dot one, and I like to use the bright colors, but some of them were dark, and I got an award because it was a good arts project in first grade.
Very nice. And now you're in third grade, and you're getting another art award for your artwork. Is art something that you enjoy doing?
I've been doing art when I was like I do art at school and home, and I like to mix up the colors, like paint blue trees with purple leaves.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking with us about your weaving. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lily, tell me a little bit about your clay piece that you have here at the show tonight.
It was made out of clay I colored it multicolored, and I put snot coming out of the nose. Ew. With a silver tooth and a tongue coming out of the mouth.
Oh my goodness, that is disgusting and awesome all at the same time. Okay, tell me a little bit, does this piece have a name? Have you given it a name?
No, I haven't.
You need to come up with a name for it. Because like if you want to display it at your house, you have to have like a fancy name for it. So you got to be thinking about that, okay? All right, is this your first time to have art at the art show?
No, it actually isn't, but, well, it is actually my first time having it displayed, but I've been here at art camp.
Oh, very nice. What do you think about the art camp? Do you like it?
Yes, I really like it.
Do you do lots of fun projects?
Yes.
What was your favorite one that you've done? Do you remember?
I drew a cat with the moon behind it on a book roll.
Beautiful. That sounds awesome. Joaquin, you have a beautiful little creature here. Can you tell us a little bit about your piece?
It is an owl, and you can tell that it's nighttime because you can see the moon and the stars.
Tell me, why can't you see the rest of him? Where is the rest of your owl?
We only did its head. So
just his ears and his eyes. He's kind of like peeking up over something, peering at you, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, I like him. I also like how you did all of these little lines here, creating that really nice pattern. Was that your idea, or was everybody working on that?
Everybody was working on this.
Very nice. What do you think about having your artwork at the art museum?
I think it is great.
I think it's great too. I think it's pretty awesome. And you've got your gorgeous ribbon on. You're looking so nice tonight. You're just like styling and profiling. I love it. Thank you so much for talking with us about your art. John, this is awesome. I want you to tell us a little bit about how you made it. Like, tell us from the beginning, like how it all started.
Well, first, we took some of our pictures in black and white, but mine didn't show up, so I took a redo. So first, yeah, we took pictures, and then I put the clay on so I can like get the picture on the clay. When I did it, I like have to like press on it to grab, and when it's in there, I have to like, well, I still have the paper on the clay, and then we have to use like red pens to like trace over it, like our texture, like our hair, spiky, our ears, our eyes. But the hardest part for me was to get like the color of my feelings feel right now. After that, we put it in the oven or the kiln. We heat it up, and for like 3 or 4 weeks later, we had it back. So I felt blue because I felt sad because I never knew my artwork's gonna be in the art show. So after a few months later, I was in the art show. So I put blue, orange. I was like, my lips were getting a little bit spiced up. And then my green, I had like a green shirt, a blue, and stripes. Now, the part in this thing, I felt like I had a crush on this girl at school, so I put like a pink side for love, and the other side was like, I was mad.
Like, it sounds really serious. So, did you show this girl your piece, and did you explain to her all of the emotions behind it?
Not exactly. I'm kind of like a shy boy, but I am gonna tell her on Monday for this, like how I feel about her. And I like made some origami flowers to give her, and I actually made a vase out of clay to give her.
Well, she's gonna love that. She's a very lucky girl. That's very nice of you. I would completely think so. All right, well, this is awesome, and I love how you guys did this. And then, so everybody in class did it, so the whole thing kind of goes together. Yep. And so this is kind of like your class in a way.
Yep, like a class.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for talking with us about it. You did an awesome job. You explained it so well. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Alexander, you have a great piece of work here. Can you tell us about how you made this?
I used paper.
And what did you do with the paper?
I colored it.
And then what?
And we made different shapes with it, and I thought my guinea pig was art. I used my guinea pig.
Do you have a real guinea pig? What is his name?
Tiger.
So that's Tiger? Mm-hmm. Have you shown Tiger your piece of art that you did about him?
Yeah.
What did he think?
It was good.
You thought it was good?
Mm-hmm.
Did he like stand up and go like that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so beautiful. Madison, you got an awesome, awesome piece. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. She made us pick our favorite desserts.
Love it.
To show the different values and the blending and all the colors. There's more than one shade of every color in it.
Right. And so popsicles are your favorite?
Yeah.
Were y'all looking at pop art by any chance?
We were.
Awesome. And so, so you decided to do blue. Is that one of your favorite colors?
It is my favorite color.
It's my favorite color too. It's the best. And you did an awesome job on your shading. Very, very nice. Is this your first time to have art at the art show?
Yes.
What do you think about all these people being here, staring at you and looking at your beautiful art?
Kind of nervous. A little nervous.
Do you feel kind of privileged though?
Yeah.
Pretty proud?
Yeah.
I would think so.
There's a lot of art. And it's all, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody thinks that everybody else's is a little bit better than theirs.
Yeah, that's kind of, as humans, we tend to kind of do that. We always think, oh, mine's really not that good. But yours is awesome. You should be really proud of it. Thank you so much for sharing it with us tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job. Danielle, this is fabulous. My favorite piece of the night. Tell me about how you did it.
We mixed Mod Podge, which is a type of glue that dries transparent, and we mixed it with liquid watercolor, and when it dries the color of the watercolor. And I wanted to do like a mosaic type of piece, so I mixed my Mod Podge into colors, and I dropped it into drops on a piece of tile, and when it dried, it was in pebbles, and then after that, I designed it how I wanted to on my...
Okay, so like all these were separate, and then you came back and then kind of put it together like a mosaic, basically. Awesome. That is so awesome. I absolutely love it. And you've got several pieces here tonight. You are a very talented artist, ma'am. Is this something that you see yourself pursuing throughout your life?
Yeah, I don't want to leave art behind.
Yeah, well, but you'll go find other teachers that are going to teach you all kinds of good stuff too. So that'll be awesome. This is so awesome. I just love it, love it, love it. And so, what do you think about having all this art here and everybody here checking out your work? What do you think about that?
I really like it because like it had taken me a while to get any art into an actual art show. So I'm glad to have so many here.
Very, very nice. Now tell me, like, how long did it take you to put this together?
It took a couple of days because like we only have a certain amount of time in class. So it takes like a couple of days for it to dry. So if I run out of colors, have to wait like 2 days until it can dry and I can do it and continue.
Very, very nice. How did you kind of come up with your image that you wanted to do?
When I had first thought of it, I thought about like the sun and the moon and like on the same thing and like a kind of outer space theme, but I didn't want to just do that. I didn't want to do it by its own, so I had talked to my big sister and she gave me the idea of the cross, so I kind of blended the two ideas together.
Very nice. It's very fitting. We just had Easter and it like really sings that to me, so that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Congratulations. Awesome job. I love it, love it, love it. Jamie, you have a wonderful piece here. Can you tell us a little bit about how you made it and maybe your technique that you were using here?
Okay, so first of all, this took a while because you couldn't draw any lines. You had to mainly just draw points to do all the shading and anything you needed to do for it. For this, I just chose like a random picture and I looked at it, tried to like analyze what points would be the hardest, and I think the rocks were the most hardest. Let's see. I would say that the tree, this part was like I had to actually go in and sketch it because there was actually details right here that I had to miss out on because it was more of what's called a point drawing.
Right, pointillism.
Yeah, pointillism. So that was kind of difficult for me. Right. I'm actually surprised this actually made it in.
Oh, it's
Cause,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because I've seen other ones like this one right here that were like very detailed, and I was just surprised that mine got in.
But it's very subtle, but I like it. Okay, so tell me about how you kind of came up with your color choices.
Well, the actual picture was pretty dark, but since this was water, the rocks are gray, I just decided to go with everything that mainly fit with it.
Very good. You got some good contrast and good complementary colors in there. It looks really, really nice. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Alexandria, you have an awesome piece here tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about it, how you made it?
Basically what our teachers had us do was she wanted to do repetition over and over again and then take them into a grayscale and then do those but in complementary colored pencils. And so that's what we did. And I chose bows. You could choose anything you want. I chose bows because of the reflections, and I really thought I could make them come to life a little bit more if I did have those reflections, to make them look a little more 3D. And so we took our pictures and we lined them up, and I gridded mine to make sure that my proportions were correctly good. And then it took me a long time. Like, each bow probably took a good couple of weeks to do, because I really wanted to make sure that these looked really good, because this was going to go to competition. It went to vase, and it placed the highest that it could in its division. And so now it's here, and I was really excited about this. And it's probably one of the pieces that I'm most proud of, because I did spend so much time on it, and it did turn out the way I wanted it to. So I'm really proud of it, yeah.
Awesome, and congratulations on it going to vase. That's awesome. All right, so 11th grade, so I'm assuming that art is something that you're thinking about pursuing. What are you thinking about going into?
Graphic design is definitely something that I'm really interested in. I just like creating logos and taking simple words and making them into something is really interesting to me. And then just commissioned artwork. I would love to do commissioned work. It would be really nice. And I've already had a couple people come to me like, hey, could you do this for me? I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And like, how much do you want for it? I'm like, oh, sure. So yeah, commissioned pieces are good. And then I'm going to AP Art next year to pursue stuff like this, and I'm really excited about that as well.
Awesome. Well, I definitely can see a future for you in it. You did amazing. I love it so much. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
No problem. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome back. We are here at our last installment of Youth Art Month. We've got the Lamar and Martin networks, and we are here to talk to some artists and see some amazing artwork. Let's go. We are joined here with Sophia, and she's got a wonderful monochromatic picture here that she's going to share with us. Can you tell us a little bit about your ideas behind it and how you made it?
Okay. Pretty much what happened was we got an assignment that was to do a self-portrait, and we could pick any medium we wanted. I was never really good at painting up until this year with Miss Najim, and she kind of just pushed me into doing painting, but we had to pick kind of like a more funner picture of us that had facial expression, so I tried.
All right, very nice. Did you go from a photograph, or did you have a mirror, or how were you starting out the drawing?
I went through a photograph. I took a picture, and I drew it out first into a sketch, and then I moved forward with the painting.
Very nice. And what are your emotions behind this painting?
Pretty much just more of silly. I don't know if you can tell, but I really like purple, so I just kind of went from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing it with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Good job. Alina, tell us a little bit about your piece that you have here. This is awesome.
Thank you. I did it of my dad. I did a portrait of him, and it's called a cardboard relief portrait. So.
Very nice. And tell us, especially like our younger viewers, kind of tell us like how you started out and how you kind of built up your layers.
Well, first I just drew the picture, and then I took a X-Acto knife and I like peeled off some thin layers, and then I went even deeper and I got this like rigid feel, and I like that. And so then I just added some paper to show the different shading, and it was cool.
Very nice. And then how did you kind of decide? I think it's interesting that you've got the texture here for the eyebrows. And so how did you kind of pinpoint where you knew you wanted to have those things?
I don't know. When I looked at it, I was like, I feel like this needs something more. And I don't know, I just liked it. It felt right to do, so.
Very nice. And you've got 3 pieces here tonight. Yes. You're sharing this one with us, but you got 2 others. What does it feel like having all these people here looking at your art?
I think it's really cool. When I first took art, I wasn't sure like how good I would be at it, but I feel like I've definitely grown a lot better, so it means a lot to me.
Good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your piece with us. Jessica, tell us a little bit about your piece.
My dad calls it the psychedelic worms, and he's been waiting to see it forever, so this is finally his option, his like time to see it. So
very nice. And tell us a little bit about your color choices, and then also tell us about how you gave the illusion of it being round.
Okay, so my color choices, I kind of wanted it to have like bright colors, and so I chose a rainbow pattern to kind of frame the picture, and then for the shading, I did kind of a darkest to lightest kind of thing with the colored pencils.
Very nice. Is this your first time to have art here at the museum? Second time, so you're like a champ at this. Yes. What do you think about all these people that are here looking at your work?
It's amazing because it's right in the middle of everything, so I'm excited.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Good job. Alina, you have an awesome, very expressive piece here. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we had to do a parody art project, and so I did Van Gogh's Starry Night, and I decided, hey, that looks like a fireball, so I turned it into Swirly Fire Death Knight.
I've always thought that looked like a fireball too, always. All right, so tell me a little bit about your color choices and maybe a little bit about what kind of emotions are kind of tied up in this piece.
Well, the color choices I chose because, you know, fire is red, and so if the fire is red, everything around it's probably going to be like an orange kind of color. And then the black was just because the reds were touching it, and I wanted to be able to show that they're not the same. And I don't know, that's just about it.
No emotion was in there?
I don't think so.
All right. All right. Well, is this your first time to have art here?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
It's pretty exciting.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for talking with us about it. Eli, tell us a little bit about your piece.
Well, it didn't take long. It kind of came to mind. It was something, it interests me the most because it's hard to say. It's a piece that just came to mind. I used my imagination, and the colors kind of came together, and I'm like, hey, why not make this?
Very good. All right, so tell us a little bit about this creature that we're seeing here.
Well, it is a Japanese dragon, and it's seen in movies. You've seen a lot. I kind of got the idea from the Kung Fu Panda series. Mostly, I used an X-Acto blade on a piece of paper. Tried to get the correct shape and size right and made sure it fit on the paper. It took multiple tries, but finally went together well. It's just strange to come back multiple times just to see the same artwork that I usually do over, and seeing that it's now a Wanaki here kind of brings to my attention that people are actually now starting to look at different types of art styles instead of just the one thing.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing your piece with us.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
We were told to do a collage, and so I had a lot of trouble coming up with an idea. And so then I heard this song called Angel of Darkness, and just while I was making it, I just kind of thought of that, and it was lots of fun because I got to hand feather. I cut up fabric and glued it on, so I got to like hand feather the angel wings. It was lots of fun.
Very nice. And tell me a little bit about your color choices. And I see that you've got on the wings there's musical notes. What made you decide to grab those?
Well, I really enjoy music. I'm a violinist, and I don't know, I also am obsessed with the Phantom of the Opera, and there's a song called Angel of Music, and so I just kind of combined the two, and I thought it'd be cool to kind of make it look like it's turning into darker wings rather than just having the traditional white angel wings.
Very nice. And you've got several pieces here tonight. What's it like having all your pieces here and everyone checking them out?
It's a little embarrassing.
Embarrassing? You shouldn't be embarrassed. You should be proud.
Well, I'm proud, but it's a little embarrassing because some of the stuff up here I didn't particularly like and end up liking.
But you know it was picked for a reason. So, and sometimes, as artists, we're like our own worst critics. So, well, congratulations again, and thank you so much. This is awesome.
Thank you very much.
Mackenzie, tell us a little bit about your piece that you have here.
This one's just printmaking. You take a piece of paper, like a piece of foam, and you carve into it with like a toothpick or a sharp tool, and you put the paint on it that you want. You just press it onto the paper as many times, and that's how that came to be.
Okay, so how did you kind of come up with your theme that you were going to do?
I have some pyramids at home in my room. They're just little statues, so I took it from that and just kind of incorporated into that and put the little, I don't know what it's called, but the person, the pharaoh's face, like just, Giza, and that's how that came to be.
And then what about your color choices?
Well, in the Giza, sand is like orange, and it's just really kind of like dead looking almost, so like I put like the sun and like the sand in it, so that's how the colors came.
Very nice. And then I'm seeing is all of this printmaking too that you did out here just like running it through, or?
This is just kind of like for decoration.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your piece with us.
Thank you.
We have moved upstairs and we are at Little Elementary, going to talk to some of our elementary artists. Katarina, tell me a little bit about your piece. You're very excited to talk about it. Tell me a little bit about how you made it and maybe like why you chose these colors. Well, first tell me how you made it.
Basically, we got one whole color of paper, then we got half a color of paper. We got to pick the colors, then we cut out pieces, then laid them right next to each other to go make a little piece. We were making people, so.
So how did you come up with this guy?
I was just, I don't know. I was just doing it as I went, and yeah.
Okay, so were you working on positive and negative, or were you working on symmetry? Do you remember?
Symmetrical pieces.
Very good. And so I like how you gave him a mustache, and he has like a little top hat. You see, you pulled some really good ideas from your piece. Is this your first time to have art here?
No.
No? You've had work here before? So you're like just a pro at this and you know what you're doing?
Yes.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for showing us your piece.
Oh, you're welcome.
Natalie, you have an awesome looking piece of art here tonight. Can you tell us a little bit, like, what were you working on? Were you all doing, what was your project that you were working on?
Well, I kind of thought of these images in my head. I was thinking if I put these two together, it'd make something really special.
Very good. And how did you come up with this image? What process did you use?
Well, I thought fierce would have to do with lions because they're brave animals, and the unicorns was magical. So that's what I thought.
Very good. And then did you carve into foam, or what did you do to get these images on there?
We carved into styrofoam our own drawings, and then we put them in black paint to show our images on the paper.
Very good. And how did you kind of come up with your color choices?
Well, I thought like the orange, the red, and the yellow would have to do with like a sunset, and the blue, the pink, and the purple would have to do with something like a rainbow.
Very nice. This is like a magical theme. We got rainbows and unicorns and all kinds of awesome stuff. And tell me a little bit, you've got a new art teacher this year. Tell me a little bit about what is your favorite thing about your new art teacher?
She tells us instructions that helps us know what we're going to do when we make our art. That's basically what she does.
Very nice. And now you're in 6th grade this year, so you're headed to junior high next year. Are you going to do some art?
Yeah. I'm going to do a lot more. I'm going to try making more fantastic pieces.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your piece with us.
You're welcome.
Good job, Natalie. Jessie, this is awesome. Tell us about it.
It's an African mask, and we made it with, we did like a rainbow thing on paper, and we painted it with a special paint, and then I just scratched out my design and put lots of stuff around it to fancy it up. So, yeah.
I like fancy it up. That's pretty nice. And were y'all working on symmetry or anything like that?
We were just working on like making it intricate, like details and everything. So, yeah.
All right, very good. And how did you kind of come up with your pieces down here and kind of like these beans? I mean, just more intricate stuff?
Yeah, we had like different supplies we could use and things to make the paper have like designs. So I just did lots of that and put it around.
Very nice. Well, this looks like a really fun project. Is this your favorite project of the year, or was there something else that's been your favorite?
This was pretty fun. Yeah, I liked it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, you too.
Ashley, this is a beautiful cat that you have up there. Can you tell us a little bit about how you made it?
I put some artwork. I put some artwork and did my best.
You did? And what were you guys studying? It looks like maybe you were looking at Egyptian images and you came up with your cat. Can you tell me a little bit about how you came up with, like, how did you do your shapes for your cat? How did you know you wanted to do a cat? Do you know?
Because I saw the picture and I think I wanted to make it how it looked.
Very nice. And then you've got some beautiful shiny paint. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Was that a fun part?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much for showing it to us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good job. Asosa, you have a beautiful, beautiful piece here. Tell us about how you made it.
I took pencil shavings, yellow pencil shavings, to match her dress, and I glued it to the piece of paper. Then I drew the ballerina, and I also drew a fan to make sure that to see that she was dancing to tango.
I love it. And so, did everybody do pencil shavings, or did you have different things that you could work with?
Most everybody had pencil shavings.
And what were, like, everybody came up with different ideas?
Yeah.
I love your idea. I also like how small it is. It's like a little miniature ballerina. It kind of reminds me of those that are on the musical boxes that like spin around.
Like Thumbelina?
Yeah, definitely. Is this your first time to have art here?
Yeah.
What do you think about all these people that are walking around checking out your work?
It's good to see them that they like my art.
Very nice. Is the art something that you really enjoy doing?
Yeah.
Is it something you think you might want to pursue as a career?
Just for fun.
You're going to just do it for fun? Well, that's good too. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing us with your piece.
Thank you.
Tatiana, this is fabulous. Tell us about how you made it.
Well, I pictured it in my head first, and then I drew it out, and I mixed some colors up to see which one would go better, and then I asked some of my friends which one would go better. So then after I painted it, it was really hard to do the details on the mask too, with the line up with the paper. So after I lined it up with the paper, I painted them all up, and then I add the drops, and then I put the glitter on it.
Very nice. How did y'all come up with this structure? Is that something that you already had?
The mask was Miss Jackson.
So it was a pre-made kind of thing, and you just came up with the color and where you put it and all that kind of stuff. Very nice. And all these people are here, and everybody's like checking out your work. How does that feel?
Well, first kind of nerve-wracking, but like I think I'm really proud because like people are looking at my art and liking it, and that's just really good because I didn't think it was that good, but I guess it is.
I think it's awesome. You should be so proud of it. This is like something that you want to take and keep and put up when you get it back. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
You're welcome.
Good job. Giselle, you've got an awesome print here. Can you tell us a little bit about how you did it?
Yes, I did it with the rubber fish, and with the rubber fish, we put one coat of paint on it, and then we put another, and then we would stamp it onto the paper. And it's inspired by Japanese, how they used to catch fish and look at how people tell people how long they are, but people wouldn't believe them. So they would put ink on the fish and print it and stamp it on there, and then they'll throw the fish back into the water. And so we just made a print of the fish, and then we copied our name in Japanese.
Oh, very nice. That is cool. And how did you come up with which colors you wanted to use?
Those are both of my two favorite colors. I love blue and the color purple.
Very nice. I love it. Was it pretty fun getting to print on the fish?
Yes.
So, out of all of your projects this year, tell me which one of your, what's one of your favorites?
I think that this one is. I really enjoyed it a lot.
And all these people are all here checking out your work. How does that feel?
Great, because I like people checking out my work, and it's just good to see that people enjoy my work.
Very nice. Well, we enjoy it so much. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
All right, we can tell from this big N that this is yours. Natalie, tell us a little bit about how you did your initial.
I had a couple of choices of one of my initials I was going to do, and I decided to do my first name because to me it's kind of important because my grandpa named me after it. So I decided to do an N, and those colors, I picked those colors because those are my grandpa's favorite colors. He had like a variety of colors. He wasn't a really picky person, so that's why I was inspired to do an N and with those colors and those designs.
Very nice. And do you remember what your lesson was about when you were working on this?
She said that we were gonna try to find something that like no one else knew about us and express it. And when I had to present it, it made me feel a lot better because no one else knew about it.
Very nice. That's a neat thing, and you can always remember that when you see your piece. That's awesome. And then what's it like having your art here with all these people looking at it?
I think I never knew I was like really gonna be like in a museum, or a piece of my art was gonna be in the museum, and I'm kind of excited because everyone gets to see my art.
Very nice. And so you're in the 6th grade, and so you're going to junior high next year. Are you taking art next year?
Yes.
Awesome. Very good. I love hearing that, especially when I see awesome pieces like this. It's good that you're following your dreams. Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
Sajay, this is amazing. Tell us a little bit about how you made it.
Well, I used pastels on the green part and some paint. And for the drawing, I used ebony pencils and graphite pencils.
Very good. Was it something that did you go from a picture, or what were you working from?
A picture.
And then did you grit it off?
No.
No gritting? Really? That's awesome. So nice. You did an awesome job of hitting the shadows and the highlights. Very, very nice. Is this your Art 3? That explains a lot. Is this something that you see yourself pursuing?
Yes.
Do you know where you're headed?
I'm going to go to college for art.
Do you have a college in mind?
Not yet.
Not yet? You're keeping your options open. I get it. Well, thank you so much for showing it. It is so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. Kelsey, this is awesome. Tell us a little bit about it.
So the hands are supposed to represent God's hands. It's supposed to be kind of like the meaning of life. The dirt is supposed to represent how he made us out of dirt in Genesis. And the tree blooming out of it, I want it to represent life and how he like forms it with his hands. So it all came from the inspiration of the meaning of life. And then my dad and I made this frame.
Your dad made it?
My dad and I.
Oh, that's awesome. Very nice. I love your piece. Tell us what medium were you using?
I use chalk pastel.
Is that something that you work with a lot?
Yes.
Like your favorite?
People say I use it too much.
What are they talking about? When you're doing work this awesome, you don't worry about that. That's awesome. And I know you told me you had another piece here tonight, and we interviewed, I think it was last year, is that right?
Yeah.
And so you're returning, and then so this is your senior year, right? Okay, and so tell me, are you going to pursue this further as you go into college?
Yes, I'm definitely planning on it. I'm going to take an art class next year. And hopefully after that, I want to go to an art institution.
Very nice. Do you know what you kind of want to single in on?
No, I haven't made a decision yet, but I definitely like art and music, so somewhere along those lines.
Very good. Well, you got plenty of time. I just thought you might have something like in mind that you knew you were headed towards. Thank you so much for sharing your piece with us. It's awesome.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Jordan, I want you to explain to us about your piece here. It's so intricate and has so many awesome details, so explain to us a little bit about it.
It's called Overgrowth. Basically what it's about is on the face there's a poem. It talks about beauty and how we see the world as beautiful and how some people think it's either negative or positive. So on one side you have like the hand of fate, the one who controls like the death and like the thing that likes to just control beauty and like turn and twist things. And on the other side you have the hand of life who wants to bring back the actual meaning of beauty. And you have them fighting, like you see like the death side is starting to get into the life side, but you still see like little patches of life like still starting to grow back. And it's like an internal balance, like yin and yang. Like they're still at war with each other, but it's still like balanced.
Awesome. And the face, is that your face?
It is my face.
Tell us about how you made that.
It was a 2-hour process. We put alginate on my face and then plaster bandages and let it rest. And then we had to pour plaster in it, let that wait for about a week, and then we made the face.
Awesome. And then the poem that you picked to go on the front, what is the poem about?
The poem reads, if I can remember properly, beauty, beauty, rocked to sleep, every morning how he'd weep. Foundation walls that he built with a kabuki brush's hilt. Beauty, beauty, held above all, how I wonder how they fall.
That's awesome. What a great idea. I love it. And then is this the book part here? Is that an actual book?
That's an actual book.
That is so cool. I love it. Very, very nice idea. Are you, I know you're a senior. We had you last year, and so you're still at it. Are you planning on pursuing this and, taking it further into your college career?
Yes, I am minoring in art so that I can continue doing art as a living and having that as a side thing.
And then what's your major?
That's going to be chemical engineering.
That's pretty awesome too. But that's good that you're going to connect the two. That's really good. Awesome. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good job. Thanks. All right, so we are wrapping up our third and final show of the evening. And can you tell us a little bit about kind of what the turnout's been? What are your feelings about our 2016 show?
Angie, it's been phenomenal. The parents have come out in droves. As you can see around the room, we're filled to capacity. And so in every show this year, it's gotten bigger and bigger. And that's a tribute to the teachers and the students' work. It's been a great part of, AIC tradition to have families being involved. And that's our goal, is get families out on Friday nights, a free event, and it's been awesome.
Very nice. And another thing that we've been doing to kind of incorporate the community this year is we've been touring the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. And can you tell us a little bit about how's that going and what are the reactions from the kids?
It's been very phenomenal. Through the support of Gene and Jerry Jones Foundation, all of our 5th grade students have the opportunity to tour the art show at the Cowboy Stadium. And that's an amazing opportunity for our kids to see the stadium, to experience a real life situation, to see art in a phenomenal location, and the kids love it. And so we're so proud of our kids, and the end result is they have to create an art piece now to be at this stadium and have a reception at the stadium in May. So we're looking forward to that event.
I know my kids are really looking forward to it. I will say they were fascinated with the art, but I think their favorite part was getting to go down to the field, and there was all kinds of running and horsing around and games. But they had a great time. Well, thank you so much for talking with us tonight. It was so nice to be here and to get to speak with you and see all of this artwork. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. It's always a pleasure talking with you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. This wraps up our third and final show of Youth Art Month. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed all of the art. Go out and make some amazing art.